Hello everyone, this is iMark3 and welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program, Rise of the Dark Fog, where Dark Fog rose and utterly smushed us. And that's to be expected, but this time will be different. This time I will tweak things a little bit. Dark Fog settings, I am going to set aggressiveness to Rampage, so it's like the, it says out of control, no explore, so I'll leave that be. Initial level is something else. There are things that I'm going to leave low, and particularly this area here. This is what was causing me so much trouble last time, and ultimately why I died in a couple of hours of gameplay. That is how long I was playing, by the way. I tried for about 2 hours, though the video was about an hour. But yeah, growth speeds, max density, crank it. Initial occupation, don't mind fighting for gaining territory. I'm going to leave initial growth at 100% because it says 0% means early growth phase when the game begins, and 200% means most space islands are late growth phase. Thing is, if I leave it at max, then I'm not going to ever see early stage ones. So I won't know what they are. So I might as well leave that in. Initial growth means they start between level 0 and level 10. It just makes the initial wave stronger. But if it's just an initial bump, then it potentially can be overcome without too much trouble. How quickly the space tires and planet spaces grow, let's also crank that one up, which is worth another 38%-ish. But this is the problem here. The power threat factor was the one that was causing so much trouble, because they were just like coming in, and then my base's power ranks were just like massively scaling the amount they were getting aggressive. So that's the stuff that was causing the trouble right there. All those things. Yeah. Apply all that. Okay, sorted. So that's fixed. Other notes are I have turned down ambient and proximity sounds by a big chunk as requested. So hopefully the sound balance is a bit better this time around. And I am getting slightly disorganized trying to figure things out. I guess that'll do. Reasonably centered, not all clustered so tightly that I can't see anything, and not much by way of outlying systems, so that is probably going to be okay. So this is the map we're going to be on. So of course we've got that slightly better thing, but mainly geared towards threat factor from stuff I'm doing, will allow me time to actually build stuff up and try and survive a bit better. And I can actually have a factory without causing wave upon wave of destructive machines to descend upon me. Though don't get me wrong, the initial bump can still kill me. I tested with like initial settings without the growth factors. The initial bump is still there, though it is slow to arrive. Just need to get the initial turrets set up. Words. Anyway. The unknown. So yeah, I already know this part. I do like a nice looming, menacing cutscene as much as the next guy.
This is Icarus, a very powerful but.
Oh wait. So here we are. This is our world. Many like it. This one's ours.
In the planet view, you can.
Thank you.
In the planet view.
Leave me alone. I'll just do that so it's triggered. Okay. Yes, I know. I am skipping a bunch of stuff that I kind of let sit last time. So these guys are definitely smaller. I recall that at one point the Dark Fog actually had was depleting resources, but they quickly decided not to do that, really. Because the players didn't like how the Dark Fog would just be depleting the systems they were going to. So, you know, I'm noticing that they don't have much way of defensive fleets and things, and they don't seem to have as many structures either. So these are like, this is kind of an earlier stage kind of thing. Ooh, Dark fog transport vessels. Or are they supply vessels? I feel like they're supply vessels to try and help build things, aren't they? Yeah, every time one of those came in, it's increased its matter availability and energy level, so that might be what causes it. Anyway, moving on. We did have some comments on last time. Happy Apher's comment is a little bit longer, but I'll scroll down because we also got one from T-Doom. Normal Dark Fog settings, they might as well not exist. Max settings equals fun. Don't worry, there is a reason I'm actually adding that comment first.
Construction menu is locked. Complete a technology research to unlock.
I am aware, thank you. Maybe I should turn off the tutorial tooltips, but I want to get the ones I've not had before on Dark Fog. Well. Anyway. This Happy Apher's comment starts on the same vein. You really want to play on max difficulty? Well, suit yourself. We'll see how long you're going to last. As I said before, like 2 hours. An hour with some cuts. How about half that difficulty next time? Or at least reduce the enemy's starting level and growth factor a good bit. I want to have a more chill time. Like, one of the things that was happening with second launch, back when I was doing that one, was long periods where not much was going on except for me tending to the factory and doing things. If I'm fighting constantly for survival, then that's an issue. That's why I focused on reducing the growth scaling that I was getting. Because that was the big cause of the attack waves coming so frequently. But as for normal settings might as well not exist. When I get a game, I like to throw myself in on a high difficulty, if it's available, and see what it's like. And then I try to choose a level scaled down to where I think I can have a really good time without having to fight tooth and nail for every inch of progress. Sometimes I play on max difficulty just to challenge myself, but it's like, in this case, the growth factor was massively overwhelming, and the Razor's Edge balancing act you'd need to do to keep your factory defended and tech up, and the amount of time needed as well, because you'd be manually crafting a lot of stuff to reduce factory power spikes and things like that. And on top of the fact I don't actually know how to destroy these bases, because I've never actually done that before, means that I was more inclined to, like, as I said, just turn down the growth factor so my factory can sprawl without causing too much trouble, but when the trouble does turn up, it's going to be an issue. So that's kind of why I did that. So yeah, max diff to give myself a grounding on how bad it can be, and then scale it based on that experience. That's just how I normally approach a new game, just to poke at it. Though Happy Ave also clarified, cross-belt thing is definitely something that added. This is something they added in, and either the case of it being added, and it was catching people out that have not played the game for a while, or the entire YouTube community collectively forgot about it. I feel like it's been added, if I'm going to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to stick with what I said on that one. If only I could shift click that, that'd be nice. But no, I can't. Moving on. Let's see. Oh, apparently Factorio's had locking of slots for a while, so it shows how recently I played Factorio, doesn't it? Though I am considering doing a run on that too. Though the tutorial doesn't cover it, database doesn't really cover it either, but it is there apparently. So good to know.
Fuel is required for mecha's every activity.
Thank you. I know I'm burning my fuel source. Anything else from this? Mostly about the sound settings. So hopefully, Happy Ave for these sound settings are better for you.
You've obtained.
Okay, let's go ahead and refuel. And since I've covered initial setup and getting started and things like that, I think that means it's now time for our first skip as I get the initial groundwork laid. And most importantly, I have the freedom to do that without calling down the Horde. Though, point of fact, because they have an initial boost, which is something I can overtake, that means I still can't defend myself with my initial gun. I still need that turret battery to stop them the first time. My experiment with these things failed because I didn't have that turret battery up soon enough, and they just came in and basically one hit killed me. So, you know. That's why I test things sometimes. Where's my copper? There's my copper.
Which
Yes.
The facility has no recipe designated. Please configure one for it. Once a recipe is configured,
Once a recipe is assigned, use less than to copy the current recipe, and greater than to paste the recipe to the next building.
As you can see, the march of progress is going on. Very much so. Notably, in the last run, I didn't dare to build these, you realise, because the act of smelting up this stuff ready was enough to trigger the dark fog, and so, you know, bring about a sudden case of death, or becoming mortally challenged, I sometimes put it. Don't quite have
Wrong
enough.
connection type. Use a sorter. There are two types of facility ports. Connection port.
That's okay, thank you. In this one, I am comfortable doing so. Of course, it will increase my footprint, but I've almost reached research point, and I'm only at like 11-12% on the closest one, so it's like, you know, not a massive issue to have stuff starting to smelt up in the background. I've even got a coal mine going as a slightly better fuel source than burning wood, which I'm still burning though, just to get rid of it. Progress! It's kind of sad to think that even now I'm almost matching the industrial power that I had in the last episode. It wouldn't take much to eclipse that though, let's be fair. What was it? 3-5 assemblers, about 8 or so furnaces, and that was it. Not a whole lot, to be honest, is it? Anyway, next up is research, then defensive guns, and then I should be quote-unquote safe, in theory. So I will note, I am building like within the structure of my wind turbine layout, just because right now I don't have the spare defences to spread out and allow me to build more space-efficient furnace arrays and things. You know, I'm having to pay attention to that. And speaking of, there's turrets. Okay.
You've unlocked the weapon system. Icarus can now use ammo. Press C to open the mecha panel. Load the magazine and activate it. Use ammo to protect both yourself and the base when dark fog strikes.
There we go, that's already massively accelerating my production speed. Oh, we're nearly there. I think that probably the issue most people are having with the new bounce over bit is it needs gaps clearance for the initial slope, so if you take that into mind, it's not too bad. Also, I'm slightly worried about my power supply overall, but I want to make sure I can protect what I've got, you know? When these turrets start firing, they do require 10 times as much energy as when they're just on standby. Oh, speaking of, we got us a little problem. We've got us a little problem. Some of these turrets aren't armed either. This should cover everything nicely enough though. Yeah, there we go. Initial wave okay. Other two are building up a bit more.
Warning. A dark fog planetary base has launched an attack.
Really?
Icarus is equipped with a laser weapon launcher, which can automatically strike enemies within its range. Faster mecha power generation means a faster rate of fire. Fill the chamber with fuels and get ready to engage.
Actually, that might be
Laser
something I want to
weapon
do.
launcher. consumes Mecha's core energy for...
Yes, thank you. That's something I often kind of skip a little bit. I'm usually kind of slow, I've realised in past games, building up fuel sources for Icarus. But since my personal backup defense weapon, the energy weapon, depends on having as stronger power source as I can wrangle into myself for its strength, I should be using the best fuel source I can as I go, shouldn't I? Something to keep in mind at the very least. Here they come. Okay, wave 2 satisfactorily dealt with. Very good. Well, I say wave 2, the ground units are still rolling in as well. Now, I think something else that's actually going to be a benefit to me from this point out, since we're good for these initial waves now, is, you know how the numbers were rapidly spiraling out of control? I think that was also due to the magnification kicking in. Not the experience level, we never really saw that go up, but that might be due to magnification. So the waves just going to be being spaced out will be a massive help. So I'm content with that. Anyway, let's see, what have we got loot-wise? Okay, that's wave 3 impacting. I wasn't quite paying attention there. Another reason why I don't want to be personally, attacked as often, I guess. I did say I wanted a bit more chill time to be building up my factory. But yeah, there we go. Initial hurdle surmounted. That's the big spike, so things should be steady as long as I can just maintain at least a somewhat decent upgrade pace. I should be just fine for those. I certainly don't have to be racing. I figured out from, what was it? Transport company? No, that wasn't it. There was a game where basically the hard difficulty was tax everything into the ground in such a way that it's destructive to the industry they're supposed to be encouraging. And to get ahead on that one, you had to basically be on the razor's edge and maximise profitability. I tried to do a couple of runs in it just to test myself on that max difficulty, and it's like, no way in hell I want to do that. And I was getting the similar kind of vibe from Max Experience in the previous episode. So that's kind of why the other big reason why I turned it down. I realised that's the kind of breakneck race that I don't enjoy doing. So it's like, you know, oh, I'm out of inserters. Anyway, first wave's over. I'm not dead. Already we have ourselves the start of a run. What's the phrase? Yes, you can build your factory. It is a complete and utter tangle, but it's your tangle. You know where everything is. Okay, yeah, that's a paraphrase because that's definitely not the exact phrase, but you get the point. This is a mess. To put it mildly, yeah, it's a mess. But it's a mess of mine own making. And you'll see what I mean in just a sec, because I'm doing something slightly different to how I usually do it. So this area's getting a bit exposed, I think, so I want to whip some more turrets to deal with that. But the key point is, soon I won't have to whip up more turrets for it. Because now we are making magnets. And we're already making circuits, and we're already making cogs. And with that, we've already got our own little production starting on some of the basic stuff. With the addition of the magnets, though, that will be the last part. Let's just grab what's in the storage bin over there. It's going to have to be on here, but that's okay. Just bump that up. Dink, dink. Can't quite make the turn there, it's a bit too close. So I'll just have to raise it up to level 2. Drop it down. And what I've realised is... Actually, this won't quite work for this, but that's fine. What I've realised is I can actually just like slide another line in behind the machinery. As you do. So just like get that through there, and then there's this extra line here between these machines and their storage where I can just slip through all the magnets. Now, I don't need them up that way, so I can just pull a hard right, and then these guys, well, that's enough ingredients to start making turrets and mining machines and all the good stuff, really. I can't make the tier 2 inserters, which I just unlocked, but it's like, you know, I can make most of the stuff I need now. Especially I'll be able to start making power structures automatically too. As long as I don't go crazy and build up massive stockpiles of thousands upon thousands of units, I should not really have the Dark Fog punishing me too hard for that. Speaking of, they are kind of overdue for a rush. So you see that was 74% now, so that's going to be fairly soon. But with automatic turrets, I will not be so worried. Ah, who am I kidding? I'm sounding far too calm. I'm not that worried at all. There we go. I have magnets. Yay! And just have to get this connected. I think it's just going to be a case of just like installing some splitters very carefully. Actually, no, you know what? I'll just redirect it to get the flow all going one direction. That'll sort it out. Okay, there is now a Dark Fog event coming in. I think exactly from the direction I don't want it to be in as well. At least not right now. Oh no, it's just the airway first, that's fine. As you can see, I am greatly expanding my current capabilities. Pull that up. And unfortunately my bots are currently focused on repairs. I need to get that tech sorted out sooner rather than later, honestly. For now though, here come the ground guys. And I need to at least get these turrets active. Thank you. Because last thing I wanted them chewing on these assembly machines I got, but I don't think that's actually going to be an issue. Yeah, that wasn't too bad at all. Second wave, I will be, sorry to say, not dying. Oh, the fact my bots are buzzing around is a slight issue. What was it I need? Oh yeah, I need analysis base, which needs semiconductors, which means I need to get the... I was hitting this problem at the end of last time. Which means I need to get the drive engines unlocked. Which means I need red. So, okay. Next target, red science. Then maybe I should compromise a bit and actually start producing blue, because I'm not actually doing that yet. I haven't quite hooked that up for my base. And that's kind of why I want more turrets. So they don't chew on my...
has been destroyed by Dark Fog.
Thank you. So they don't wind up chewing on my power structures. Because those still have a limited power supply. I should install backup Tesla towers just to make sure that things don't shut down. Especially these ones which have the guns right behind the wind turbines. If the turbines fall, that's it. The guns start to power down. And we don't want to have a snowball situation, do we? Big wave from the north. Here we go. They are doing some initial shots still against the turret. Sorry, the power. I think I'm going to have to try and not have the power in front. I think I was starting to mention before. It's like the current arrangement is a product of power mainly coming from wind. So that's why it's having to fit it in and around wind as best I can. So something to keep in mind, really. Honestly, most of this stuff is temporary. It's going to be torn down. Well, if we go by Captain of Industry's definition of temporary, it's going to be torn down in about 100 years. This game doesn't bother to tell you what year it's on, though. And technically, it doesn't do that because every year is different for every planet in every solar system. So it's like, you know, why keep track of that stuff? So I can see why it doesn't. Okay, now I just need to peel off the circuit line. That'll be enough there. And we'll have ourselves blue matrix production. It's just kind of fiddly to get right underneath there to get access to it. There it is. But with these splits going on, I will have all the things. There we go, that'll do it. And of course, science labs. I just need to build one more because, annoyingly enough, I can only build 5. I didn't quite have enough stone for 6. Hence why I finally put down a stone miner. But I am also building a storage lab too because I need blue matrices as one of the components for my armor upgrade. Well, upgrade, side grade. It's well, technically it's an improvement, but I must customize my unit. I will no longer be the banana. No. Actually, I don't know what fruit my next armor is. But it is an armor that you guys have seen before. I think I even showed it in passing, like in the last episode, if I recall correctly. One thing I do need, though, is iron production is not keeping up really with all the stuff I'm trying to do now, so I do need to expand my iron. Actually, I should probably research vein utilization, just not utilization, tracking, so I can properly track where everything is. That said, actually there's some deposits right there and there, but the question is protecting them, as always. Hence why I automated gun turrets. You know, this is another tech I've often not done anything with. Let's build a bank of 6 of them, I guess, to start out. Yeah, something I never really did much with previously is combustion power technology. It's like I had plenty of wind, and that was good enough for me in second launch. And by the time I wanted more power, I had better options. But in this case, we have thermal power plant, burns combustible materials, energy output to heat ratio depends on fuel consumption. 80% efficiency it says, and I believe these guys do actually stop off if the power grid doesn't need their output. At least I think they do, in theory. I'm not too sure. It shows how little I've used them, really.
A thermal power plant? This kind of power facility consumes chemical fuel. Ensure adequate fuel supply at all times so the plant can consistently generate power.
Okay, just downgrade the one that's going into that storage box to my own fuel supply, because, you know, I'm actually switching to graphite, so more energetic fuel already starting to appear. But for now, we're going to try and get this going. I mean, notice we're actually not producing that much in terms of excess power because we're getting a lot more production going on. So we do need extra power to properly operate our turrets when we come to combat. Otherwise they're going to be suffering from, you know, little things like not being able to shoot properly, and that might be an issue. So what are you doing? You are doing 10 megawatts. And sadly, though, actually it does look like they are not pulling their punches at all, as far as the grid's concerned. Oh yeah, that's right. I use these guys as burn off sometimes for things that I didn't really need. Oh, that sucks. And there's no automation for me to tell it to only use these when the grid is struggling for power. Oh, that's my initial copper vein. No wonder that one was a bit big. Here's my little one. I should probably start mining this. Just to get it out of the way. Though, worth noting is that I'm not trying for the achievement for building without using any kind of land fabrication or anything like that. So it's like, it'll be okay. I'm trying to do that on my no resources run though. It's the game I used to get back into the back into the gist of things. Wow, I'm struggling a bit for words right now. Okay, new toy. I'm going to queue up that one because I can do it relatively easily. So I can get my own energy circuit, upgrade my construction bots, and then move on from there. Right, new toy. Oh, it didn't give me one. Okay, missile turret. Anti-ground, anti-air, anti-space. Ooh, we can do space stuff. Range of ground defense is 60 meters, which is still nearly 50% greater than my Gauss turrets. Slower fire rate, but where are the missiles? 7 damage per shot, we get 20 shots. 21 damage per shot, and we get 24 shots. So longer range and more ammo. It does use more stuff to make them. But it also says they have a blast radius too. My first piece of artillery. Nice. Okay. More interesting though. Space defense, 4.2 kilometers range. Is that just versus attackers, or will it actually go after the supply ships that are helping these bases grow? Can I interdict them with a nearby missile base? An interesting question. I do not know, but we will have to find out. The only thing is it needs motors, which motors and steel. So it needs a couple of things we're not making just yet, but we can be making them. We've also got more iron, but we do have more turrets and things, so we can actually go out and check all of that. Yeah, let's take over this continent. Let's get ourselves a base of operations. Well, it's a good thing I had that turret line installed literally a matter of minutes ago. The swarm immediately came in from this direction. I wonder what we can do to improve the effect of our kinetics. Now, having splash against these ground groups is going to be awesome. We just have to get to it, that's all. But that said, yeah, this is, remember, only wave 3 that's starting to roll towards us now. And no damage because I was here with my drones to act as repair bots. The game celebrated me getting access to missile turrets with fireworks. How very kind of it. Of course, it won't stop me from blowing them up, but, you know. I feel like this bank of 4 turrets is not quite enough at this corner now. But then again, this entire area is something that I'll be putting more turret batteries into anyway. But that kind of hit all over the place a little bit. Oh, I'm out of power again. Okay. Let's just reload. And I'll stash what's left there. Oh, I was carrying basically a full refuel anyway. Fine. Another attack wave, 46. Yeah, I was just building a new turret bank just down here. So this area here is starting to get defended. A bank there, bank here. Hey, more fireworks. There's the ground swarm. These things are getting more and more, aren't they? I do feel like missile turrets should be able to do something about some of this stuff. Now the issue is, of course, still steel. I don't have steel. I can't steal the steel. Can I? I don't know, actually. The fact still remains, I'm the only source of repairs for my stuff. And even though I've just upgraded my drone, so I have a 4th drone, and they are faster, still, I don't want to be here for every attack. If I do that, I can't really build a big factory, can I? And the ability to fly would help as well. Anyway, if we... filter and pick up settings. Dark fog drops level 3 plus. They do drop steel, actually. Oh. So right now they actually have a chance to drop steel. They have a chance to drop, I think, any of this stuff. Or maybe this is the stuff I've discovered from them at the very least. Well, this is just general pickup. Okay, cool. So I can get some stuff from them I'm not making. It's just that I don't really seem to have had much luck getting it yet. There's some glass, some logs. Why are they moving around carrying logs and things? I do not know. Ooh, silicon. Ooh, silicon. I got a little bit of silicon. Is there enough silicon? I don't know, but I'm going to have a gander. I'm going to unlock semiconductors. How much silicon do we need to make the this guy? 6, 12, 13. I can afford one of these analysis bases. As soon as I've got the tech for it, because I've also got some silicon ore as well. Dark fog. Thank you for the free stuff, I guess. Who are we kidding? They wouldn't help me if they knew that they were helping me. But then again, they are like mindlessly driven to assimilate stuff, I guess. Actually, what is their directive now? I don't know. They are drawn to my emissions of like energy waves and things, so maybe they're viewing me as a potential energy source, and they're trying to just grab me. But I don't know. I don't know why they're programmed to attack things that aren't them. Well, that's the question, isn't it? Why is a homicidal AI a homicidal AI? Who knows? It's not like we can ask them to find out. We've yet to come across one, and if we did, we might have other things on our minds like, oh god, how do I survive this? So, you know, we're thinking about them.
You're now able to fly. Press space twice to lift off, and then press the direction keys to move the mecha. In flight mode, mecha speed is boosted by 150%, and energy consumption is increased. Press Alt to land the mecha.
Okay, fast travel unlocked. Well, fast travel, I say. Being able to fly is still a big improvement, but I'm not quite orbital just yet. Still, though, this will help me move around at least within my base, trying to get to where I need it. In other news, I am actually starting to get this smelting array sorted out. I know, my precious wind turbines are being used. That's because this is a bit more of a proper facility, really. And I'm starting to get a line around the middle of the planet to bring in natural resources. Now I just have to get this configured and sorted out. Also, more iron is ready to be tapped as well. Let's see, the first one I need is, of course, steel. Though, if I'm going to turn this into a proper refining array, maybe I should actually tap copper first? Question mark? Yeah, let's do copper first. Then we'll move on with the magnets, the iron, and then last the steel. because of course steel smelting requires an equivalent number of iron smelters next to it. And that means I'm going to need a splitter here to balance that out, at the very least. Okay, starting to take shape. Of course, I have no idea how much this is going to affect what the Dark Fog think of me, but, you know. It is what it is, isn't it? Okay, we've got the thing! Got the thing, where is it? There it is. One field analysis base. It's kind of chunky, isn't it? But it also has a lot of reach to it, too. Thank you, fluid conveyors. So it can construct stuff within 60 meters, pick up in 90 meters. That means the inner ring is construction, the outer ring is pickup. I wasn't expecting it to be so chunky. I was thinking it'd be a little bit smaller, but it makes sense, especially if it's like meant to be doing a whole bunch of things. Where do I want to put it, though, is the question. It doesn't quite cover as much as I was hoping. Well, I am starting to do things about this, so it doesn't need... I'm going to have to tear out these belts and redo them again, aren't I? Yes, I think I am. But at the very least, this will allow me to try and do stuff. So I think construct is also where the repair bots kick in as well. But if I accept I'm about to tear out these furnaces, that gives me a nice little spot here where I can drop them in. Yeah, this will work. Nice convenient spot. Sort of. Well, it's a little bit inconvenient. I do have to redo those belts and not forget them, which is a bit of a habit I've got. But if I put it there, that nicely covers this corner of the base, actually.
You've built a battlefield analysis base. It can automatically dispatch construction drones for constructing and repairing, and combat drones for defending. It can also analyze enemy debris and automatically extract useful items. A battlefield analysis base is indispensable for building an unmanned auto-defense system.
I realised that. That's why I was so happy to be able to build it. Now, if we have a look, it has got 12 construction drones. It is charging, so it needs a power supply. We can set its own filter settings. Auto pickup. I think we need to attach a... Didn't I read attach a thing to it? Oh wait, no, it's a large storage we can attach. Probably not a Depot Mark 1 then. It's a large storage, yeah. I'm not sure, and there isn't a search function. Oh, no, what am I on about? There it is. A Mark II depot, right there. I am making steel now. But something else I also want to pick up is this as well. Distributed logistics system. This will let me shuffle things around without needing a base. Well, not really a base. Without needing conveyors, rather. There are some limits to it, like its range and flexibility aren't the best. But I think it can help to deal with the tangle of belts we've got going on. Speaking of, I need to fix that because I have just torn some big chunks out of it. Some very important chunks out of it. Let's see, I tore up lines for the metal and... Oh, I need some belts actually as well to do that. Metal and magnets, that's what I need to pull out of this area. And now that I can fly, it's effortless. Icarus has wings. Most excellent. Oh, that's interesting. I was under the impression that the base had to be supplied for the construction drones to deploy, but apparently if Icarus has built it and Icarus has supplied the part, then the construction drones can deploy from that to just help out. Huh. Also, my inventory's kind of full. Just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Let's burn that. Let's burn that. Okay. Yeah, we're getting some new bits added in as well. As you've got a plentiful normal gun turrets going on at the moment. So that, at the least, is not a concern. Now, if I tell it I want to do this, is it going to... Yep, swarm of construction drones right there. Why can't I have that many drones all the time? Ah, well. I can dream of attaching one of those onto Icarus's back and then just being able to swarm construction stuff. It'd be nice, but I know they're there for repair and rebuilding effects. The fact they can also help Icarus build stuff is kind of useful, though actually they took up something that would have been faster for Icarus to build itself because it was much closer, so, you know, there are some limits to it as well. Good to keep in mind. Also, I do kind of need to do... Yeah. Oh wait, what were you trying to take? Oh wait, no, you were using gears as well. Right. I found the thing that allows me to change it. So there's a little thing there, you can toggle them on and off, but there's also a click here, balance, prioritize construction task, prioritize repair. Repair is what I want, because repair will allow it to save my structures. Also there's another swarm coming in, but I don't know where the swarm's coming. Oh, we missed my first rocket shot. Yeah, as I said, I'm currently armed with rockets. 6 packs right now. But hopefully this time we'll actually get a good view of a missile strike going off. Ah, here comes some more air units. I like how the missiles look. I definitely do. Of course, that did some damage because this area is not fully protected yet, but at the very least, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, it just broke some wind turbines. No big loss. I'm so glad I'm able to say that, actually. Because remember, last time it was a scramble, and even losing a turbine was throwing my power supply out of whack, but not anymore. Oh, that was circuit boards. I was hoping for more silicon. Actually, I do have a chance to get silicon ore. So I guess I should actually be looking for an oil source to tap into. Yeah, I should be finding an oil source, because I have just completed the tech for red science. Next question, can I act like a bomber and fly around? I mean, I can build stuff if I'm just flying. Can I launch missiles and things when I'm just flying as well? Also, range 46, range 32. Okay, yeah, so range is not as good as it's from a turret, but I still have range on me as well. I can act like a fighter. Yay! Oh wow, these missiles have knockback too. Nice. I'm like a horrible bomber flying around protected by energy shields and just spewing missiles everywhere. Though of course because my energy shields are on I'm getting depleted quite rapidly, but still. The sooner I get missile turrets the better. I don't care that it's going to be more complex to make them, I just want them. Now, of course, we can't prove anti-space capability because, well, Icarus doesn't have anti-space. Actually, Icarus. What am I saying? Icarus probably has anti-space, but oh wow, that blew through all my ammo. Doesn't give me a range listing here for my anti-space capabilities. Oh, here we go. I can turn my construction drones off. I can enable and disable. I can change the focus. So yeah, I can sort that out, no problem. Glad I found that actually. I wasn't sure how to do that before. Oh, that's why. I was wondering where the loot had got to, and turns out the supply base was actually doing its job and picking it all. Hydrogen? Why never got hydrogen? Never mind. More importantly though, I think I've got enough silicon now to build another one. I didn't have to get involved at all. Yeah, that should be enough to let me build another one though. I'm almost at the point where I'm building iron oil as well, so that's coming up real soon. There's my pump just there. And there is actually an oil spot nearby too. It's not too far away. That said though, I really need to make some more rocketry and stuff, though this stuff runs on pure coal. Thank you. That is land reclamation tech popping in there. A lot of stuff is getting damaged. My drones have not been enough by themselves, but the drones from the base are doing the job. Absolutely fine and dandy. And that'll do. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick this tangle apart at some point. Not quite there, but almost there. Oh, for sure it isn't pretty. It's not pretty at all. Look at that. Just like weaving back and forth, bouncing through the thread of the other conveyors. Yeah, but I am now automatically making missile packs. And with missile packs, of course, we have ourselves access to these big boys, and ooh, they are actually bigger than the other ones. I'm just wondering how well they'll do at potentially intercepting mass being delivered to those bases. I hope they can. Good, you are limited, so you'll start accepting missile packs for my personal use. We've got like maybe 1 or 2 missiles left actually. But in other news, we have actually got another of these field bases. There's another one over there. And the last thing I said I was going to do is going to get red science, which of course means getting over here and defending the area as well. Because what we want to tap is this guy. And of course we need space for the refineries and things to go in as well, so there is that. Shouldn't be too bad, he says in vague hope. Who am I getting? It's probably going to be a bit awful.
You've built a missile turret. It can launch guided missiles. It provides all-around defense against both ground and space enemies. You can select targets in the turret panel.
Ground and space. Thing is though, I don't know how to tell it to go after. I'm guessing I can target the supply ships. At least I'm fairly sure I can. But first things first, of course, I need to actually get the supply line out this way. I think I'll install a splitter right there. Yeah, it keeps doing this. It keeps sending a construction drone from somewhere else. When it shouldn't be really doing it. Get level 2, level 3, level 4. Apparently I can increase my height even further? Did they... Oh, did they patch that? Must have done, hang on, let me check. 1, 2, 3... Max verticals for the buildings was reached. But this is level 4, where the previous maximum was. And then, yeah, I can actually send my belts up higher. Ah, that's new. Well, probably not new, it's just I didn't know about it. It wasn't there last episode either. Because it was saying I could build higher, and I think in the last episode, but it wasn't letting me do it. But anyway, this is a Skybridge kind of line, just because it's running the missile munitions out to where I want them to be. And so it's going to be all over the place, kind of. But I feel like I want the bulk of my defense to be the kinetics, at least right now. And plus because of a shortage of missiles. And just a few missiles, and let's let that do it. Now, are you going to shoot at things in space? Sadly, it doesn't seem like it. Either that, or it's just like they don't have a good arc. Relay station or
All turrets have a powerful ability.
Thank you. I wonder what space range counts as. Though it does, of course, have the pitch limits and things as well, so maybe it depends on what angle the things are coming in. They are coming on the far side of the planet at the moment, so that's probably not why they're not going to do it. Anyway, only a little bit more land to take care of. I wanted some power plants, some wind turbines, and then I'll basically have this island locked off. And safe, relatively speaking. Oh yeah, I stopped making power. Whoops. Should probably do something about that. Dark Fog Swarm, where are you coming? My island is getting very well defended. Where are you? Where are you? And you're coming towards a corner which actually has missile batteries in it. Excellent. Good. This is what I want to see. I want to actually see how they do. Yep, trying to bunch up on my defences isn't going to work anymore. Just saying. Oh yeah, that is so much better. Of course, there is a slight problem with them being slightly out of range a little bit, but yeah. So busted. Yeah, two of the things got broken, but that's okay. These missiles are a great addition to my defences. I think if I'd had these in the previous episode, I would have actually survived a lot better. Still no sign of them taking pot shots at enemy supply vessels, but I am on the far side of the planet after all. That might be why. How close will I need to be to... Nah, there's no point trying to ponder these things as a bombardment tool. The range is only like 60 meters on the ground. I think I'm going to have to wait until I get the implosion cannon. Oh wait, no, that's 58 meters. Huh. Explosive hail, extra kinetic, extra blast, supersonic missiles. Blast radius 9 meters. Beyond the speed of sound. Doesn't say anything about range though. Oh, there's the laser turret. I recognise that from the videos. Also, down here is titanium ammunition, and then super alloy ammunition as well. So there are upgraded versions of munitions available. It's just I have to get to them. But that's stuff for next time, though. These missile turrets may be chunky, but just a couple of them adds greatly to the defense, I think. And of course, these supply bases are amazing. I wish I'd had these things long before now, honestly. But the fact I'm building them out of scavenged parts is something I actually quite enjoy.
We've
run.
built a storage tank, which is more suitable than a deep...
Go. Maybe at some point this thing will have fluid pipes in it. But right now, it's all just like blobs of self-contained liquid, like energon cubes, on the conveyor belts. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of, energon cubes. But yeah, this is Blind3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys have been enjoying the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Oh, you're all unpowered, right? Helps out me, helps out the channel, gives me those virtual headbutts I oh so crave. And I'll catch you all some other time, where we are not dead. Honestly, this is going great. And I really do like the missiles. I appreciate those quite a lot. But yeah, next time, hopefully, we'll fight the Dark Fog. But until then, see you all later.